Hi, everyone. Good morning. It is me, Dr. Shivani. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day today. I had a quick message because yesterday I did a talk in front of Fem City Boca del Rey, and it's a wonderful group here in South Florida. Fem City is a national group with chapters everywhere, but the creator or the president of it now is down in Miami. So anyway, I did this talk in front of 50 amazing women, many of whom I knew from years of just meeting everyone here in South Florida, and many new faces as well. And I had them all do a special exercise. So my talk yesterday was on inflammation, on gut health, on Ayurveda, on all the different issues that we're suffering with, and why inflammation is this low-grade fire that's causing like a forest fire level of damage in our bodies. And there's so many reasons why we need to address inflammation, some of which are it causes chronic metabolic disease. It is a root cause of so many issues. It literally causes a traffic jam in the body where everything is fighting with itself. Autoimmune conditions are usually inflammation-based. So it's just so important to address it. But a lot of times we're like, okay, I'm inflamed, but what am I supposed to do about that? And a lot of times we're told, hey, you need to go do all these lifestyle changes to create an impact. And most people say to me, I don't have time. I don't have time for all that. Like, I don't have 20 hours a day to do X, Y, Z. My list of things to do is already huge. Like, how are you going to add 10 more things on my list every day? If you do that, I'm going to be reaching for wine and comfort food at night anyways. So we're not winning here. So it's really cool to do a talk on that and then to dive into inflammation, sympathetic versus parasympathetic nervous system. I spoke into the fact that if we're in fight or flight, the body's kind of locked in this different mode. We have to kind of release that steering wheel and get back onto a nice road where we're flowing smoothly. And if we're not in rest and digest, we're never going to digest the benefits of all the things we're doing. It's so funny. An Ayurvedic doctor once said, I would rather you eat a cheeseburger than eat khichdi while driving. And if you are into Ayurveda or yoga, you'll understand what that means. But he was basically saying, even in Ayurveda, where we teach about, Hinduism a little bit, we teach about not eating cows. That's just part of one of the philosophies. It's not something I teach. He's basically saying, don't try popping all your superfoods and doing all those things while you're going 200 miles an hour. There's just no benefit. There's no benefit to doing good if you're always in the rat race. And so it's interesting. Yesterday when I spoke into that, I was trying to basically say, we are most likely post-holiday inflamed. I know I was. And I like sharing my story because no one is perfect. We all ebb and flow with our health. We all have a health journey. This body is not a static thing where we get to win at our health today and then we're done. We're done for like the next 50 years. We're good. We did the work. The body is an ever evolving, ever changing, ever renewing system. So you have to keep doing the work. But I find that as you do the work, you can keep up leveling your health and getting to different points in your health where you have different levels of resilience. So for example, I'm someone who grew up thinking I had no immune system. Anytime anything came by, I'd have to fight it. And even now, I have a little bit of that where, like, I went to an event Thursday night, hugged and shook hands with everyone. By Friday, my system was like, you better take some care. Friday night, I had already hugged and shaken hands and kissed 50 people. Again, my system's like, hello, you better rest. And so the way I teach it is learn to become in rhythm with your body. Learn to become in rhythm with your sleep, with your health, with your diet. If we're going to have peak days where we're going to do a ton and we're going to push, or we're going to have peak seasons or peak weeks in our work, build in the downtime, recover like you are a pro athlete. So I love two metaphors. My favorite metaphor is cars. We have to stop and get oil changed. We have to stop and refill the tank. Can't keep running on empty. My car wants an oil change and gas right now. And I'm like, maybe later, maybe later. I'll make some time later. I'll call for that later. But we can't do that forever, right? We have to stop and get the oil change. Another great metaphor, it depends on which one resonates with you, is an athlete. This body, even though, I'm a mom, I have two kids, I I'm married. I don't feel like I have to sit there and fight so hard for perfection in my body. I still want to look and feel beautiful. I want to feel vibrant. I want to feel healthy. I want to feel fit. I want to feel strong. I want my body to be willing to perform at the pace that I would like to go in my business and my life. And so, yeah, I'm a bit of an athlete in that sense, not an Olympic runner on the Olympic tracks by any means. I still do like a 15-minute mile. I'm that slow girl who can't even run or jog a 5K. But that doesn't matter to me. I want to feel vibrant and I want to know that I've done best for my body. And so whichever metaphor resonates with you better, think of yourself as that. And imagine if in 2023, you have certain health goals that you want to achieve. What is your game plan for getting back on the right track first? Like get on the racetrack or get on the track and field track. Then once you're on it, training to be in the right shape, the right fitness level, all those things to be on that track. And then for the rest of the year, you can maintain your epic speed around the track. That's how I look at it. And so right now we're still in New Year mode. It's still February, even though the year is going way too fast. And most people have fallen off their health goals. Most people have made some New Year's resolutions to lose 10, 15, 20, 30 pounds and have already said, you know what, it's too hard. Dry January is over. I'm exhausted. Spring break is coming. Work is too much. We'll get to that later. And I totally sympathize because I started January thinking, yes, it's going to be great. I love being so fit as I grow my company and try to scale. Absolutely. And even I got a slap in the face where I was like, oh, this is so much harder than I thought. I don't know why. And I've realized it's because of how much I choose to put on my plate, how much I want to do in the world. I think part of it is social media. In every aspect of our lives, we can be epic. And so I see that and I'm like, oh, but I want an epic house. And oh, I want an epic this thing. And I want my kids' lives to be so amazing. And I want my business to impact the world. And, you can just keep piling on and piling on. And what I've learned is there's only so many spinning plates I can keep going at the same time before everything starts to crash. And the one plate I can't let crash is me and my health. Otherwise, they all crash. And so I think most of us have seen that message of if we're not going to invest in preventive health, in our longevity, in our quality of our health, if we're not going to stop diseases early on, if we're not going to take those symptoms and listen to them, if we're not going to dive deeper, we're not going to get the response we want. And one thing I hear a lot of is people are frustrated with their doctors. A lot of people are going to their doctor saying, hey, something's wrong. And they're being given antidepressants. They're being given all sorts of drugs, but not any solutions for how to address the root cause symptoms. And I get why, honestly. I built an entire supplement company to be carried by doctors. So I meet doctors all day and I love them. They are each dealing with their toolkit that they're trained on. They each have, imagine you went to Home Depot and bought a toolkit. Literally that toolkit is what they're dealing with. And they're like, hey, these are the tools I've got for you. They don't work for you? Okay, well, I don't have any more tools. These are the tools. If you walk into Home Depot, they're not going to sell you crumble cookies. Bad example. I don't want anyone to crave sugar. They're not going to sell you mascara, we'll say. So they're going to sell you the tools that they have. And so my job for the last 7 years, I built a turmeric supplement that was really potent and I wanted to impact the whole world with it. But I also wanted to show doctors that they could add a new tool in that toolkit. Here's a new type of screwdriver. I'm just asking that you offer it alongside all the other tools. And that's my small way of trying to change the world, is saying, hey, let's offer a natural alternative to those NSAIDs people. So my encouragement to you is look at what toolkits, what practitioners you're reaching for, what toolkits they have. And if your problem is not getting solved, find a new practitioner with a new type of toolkit. There are many. I have an entire dream team who I call on when I have a problem. When I've got a hip pain I developed from overtraining, I call this guy. When my whole body's out of alignment and not working, I call that guy. When I need infrared sauna, I call that woman. When I need acupuncture, I call it. I have a dream team. I've already met hundreds of doctors. I've self-selected who gets to touch my body in this lifetime. And then based on who comes at me with what health issues, I'm kind of like an Ayurveda concierge. I just sit there and say, look, this is your problem. Here's your solutions from Ayurveda. Here's my dream team solutions out of all the fusionary practitioners. It's kind of like my fusionary health platform of 100 amazing doctors. And I send people in the right directions, usually to functional medicine, because we need that deep dive information on ourselves. And then I ask everyone, give me 30 days of your time and join me. I built a 6-step program just to immerse you into the Ayurvedic lifestyle. And the Ayurvedic lifestyle itself is preventive. So if you will just live this lifestyle, a lot of those issues will just fall away because inflammation will reduce. Lymphatic system will get unclogged. It will start moving again. All of a sudden, the forest fire will clear and everything will be able to regrow and regenerate. The body is a self-healing system. And so it's our job to allow it to self-heal. The problem is we all get in the way, all of us, myself included. And so sometimes we have to hit stop, hit the brakes, pull over on the side of the road and say, okay, what is the next plan to get to where I want to go? Maybe I need to do a proper detox. I teach Ayurveda detox. Let's detox the system, reduce that inflammation, reduce all that clogging and all that traffic jam that's existing in the body that's stopping us from getting our results. I meet tons of women who are like, I'm eating clean. I'm drinking green juice. I make the smoothies. I take the vitamins. I don't understand. All I do is gain weight and I'm tired and I have brain fog and I don't feel good. Now I have a thyroid autoimmune condition and blah, 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 blah. Everyone comes to me with the problems. And I get it. And I actually love that because I'm a total nerd who loves to hear the problem and then let my brain digest and find solutions. But if we're not going to pause and calm the system down and let the body go into a healing state, we're never going to win, ever. Ayurveda teaches us how to constantly put the body back into homeostasis and a fully self-healing state. I teach how to create ojas. Ojas is like nectar of the gods. It's this, I wouldn't call it a liquid, but it is this substance that the body creates when it's fully nourished. And that is what gives us vibrancy and a glow. This is me this morning, no makeup. I was like, I'm going on as my own face, my own self. I want to glow from within. I want to have healthy, luscious hair that I don't have to buy special stuff for. I want to have skin that's healthy and vibrant and, I don't know, not too flabby. I want to have a body that if I lift a box in my house, I'm not going to throw out my back. I want to be able to lift all my groceries, almost all my arms and have the strength, engage my core and know that I can do it. I want to go to the gym and on the days when I want to lift heavier, I want to just have that innate ability because I've built it. I want to be able to do really active things in the world. We're not doing them this year, but maybe next year, if we plan a trip to Ecuador or somewhere awesome, I want to say, yeah, I can hike that mountain. Easy. All good. I want to travel the world with my sister. We do more adventurous things together than I do with my kiddos and really do the crazy things in the world on a bucket list that I haven't even thought of yet. But all of that comes from me being clear body, clear system, as healthy as can be, bulletproof at all times to do all the things, clear mind. You know, so many people are saying, I need focus. I don't get it. I can't focus. I have brain fog. I can't remember things. That's gut health. Brain health is gut health. And from Ayurveda, I teach that digestive fire, we call it Agni. This fire is the one thing that if you respect it and build it and nurture it, all of health that you want, you can have. It is the seat of our metabolism. It is the seat of metabolism, energy, brain health, inflammation being managed, food being processed and nourished in a way that we absorb and assimilate and transmute all that we consume. So that was kind of a long winding road to get to the point I was going to make today. So when I was at Fem City yesterday doing my talk, I had everyone do an exercise. And I'm going to ask you to take a moment and do this as well. I asked everyone to close their eyes and tune in and take a deep breath And imagine how you want to feel this year. Could be October, could be November, could be December. Think about how you want to feel towards the end of this year. And really tune into yourself, tune into your heart space, take a deep breath. And imagine that woman. Imagine her and how she feels in her body, how she feels in her clothes, how she feels in her mind, how she feels in her heart, her emotions. And come up with a word. Come up with a word for 2023 that is the word that will pull you from here to there. What is the word that that woman is vibrating at? That is the word that will compel you to do all the things you need to do to get from here to there. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And the women who I was speaking with yesterday, I was doing this talk, so many of them shared with me. One of them said strength. One of them said longevity. One of them said joyful, happiness, vibrant. One of them said fit. One of them said control. They wanted control over their health finally. It was so beautiful to see all the words. And I shared with them, I said, I have had many words. That was my one word. I buy those one word bracelets. I've had many words in the past. And this year, my word is presence. And it came a lot. It took a lot to get to that word. I kept thinking, no, it's vibrant. I teach vibrant health. I want to be vibrant. And then I was like, epic. I want epic year. I want to build an empire that changes the whole world. There's so many words that came through. And the one that like my intuition kept like kicking around, it was like, the word is presence. And the reason it's presence is because I want to be so present to my life. I know that might sound weird because we're existing in our own lives as we speak, but I want to be so present to what really matters. I want to be present to my children. When my children are talking to me, I want to stop the internal noise of my brain. I want to stop being distracted by my house and my things, all the things, and focus on them. With my husband, when he gives me a hug, my dear husband works so hard. I see him so rarely. When I'm with him, I want to be present to him. When I'm at work, I want to be present to my work and not spending 1/3 of my business day on my kid's schedule, which is what happens all the time. When I'm home, I want to be home. If I go to the park, I want to focus on the kids. So presence is a big deal to me because a lot of times, because I'm so busy, doesn't matter where I am, I'm not there. And that to me, I realized, I was like, wow, if I'm on my deathbed, what will I regret the most? I'll regret the fact that I was running around like a chicken with her head cut off, trying to do more and more and more, and never actually being present to each win, to each celebration, to each little thing. I'll have always been elsewhere in my mind while physically in one place. And I don't want that dichotomy. I want presence. And the practice of presence is kind of a whole new world. Like, it's not something I'm used to because I was doing so many things at once all the time. And I've gotten extremely present to my health. I'm in the middle of a proper liver cleanse. I'm going to follow it up by a proper gut cleanse for myself. Just by choosing to cleanse, I got super present with myself. Just by clearing out my whole system of all inflammation for the last 2 weeks, I got really present with myself. Like I can tell you, it's February 2023, and I feel healthy. I feel vibrant. I feel strong. I feel clear. My brain is like there and ready for all the things. And I know in my brain when I'm like, you're avoiding doing the work you're supposed to do. And I can have very clear like thoughts around, okay, well, this is how you'll restructure that. Let's get that done. You have to prioritize. So I wanted to share that today because oftentimes the why that we choose for our health is the one thing that will decide if we're successful with our health. It happens for me too. If you're anything like me, I need a really good reason to suffer. Shouldn't say it that way. I need a really good reason to commit to my health and be willing to challenge myself to give up all the fun foods and focus in on what's really good for me and stick to it. Because you're kind of taking away security blankets when you're taking away certain foods. You're taking away comforts, you're taking away things that might be crutches for you. So I think it's so important that you understand your why. And whenever I make my why about vanity, it doesn't work. I'm like, oh, I want to drop 2 dress sizes, or I want those jeans to fit again. Whatever those reasons are, they are never enough for me to actually really do the work. And so this year I was like, you know what? Oh, I got my blood work and I want it to change. Unacceptable. The holidays can't move me that far. I need to bring it right back into line. I will never be diabetic like my family. I will never have all the high cholesterol and stuff my father had. I know this is my genetics. I do not accept it. Done. And I made the decision. I have to win at this. And I want to win in a month and then not worry about it. Be on an auto plan, auto ship, automated. Like let's just put ourselves on a maintenance plan after that. So I encourage you to really reflect on your word, take some time to journal on it, get really crystal clear on why. I love to teach on this topic, and I'm going to be embarking on Fusionary Method, my 6-step program, soon. I do it just a few times a year to support people to deep dive into their health. I'm also available on Fusionary. I do calls with people all the time where they call in and say, hey, what should I be taking? And I customize for them what supplements and things they can take out of the product line to get the support they need. So reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm available. Comment below if you have any questions, and be well, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your spring season and your weekend and your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.